was saying, we were saying Mike's been in the business since 2000. I don't know what year you're going to watch this video. But Mike, what do you think about people that have made no mistakes and they're scared of making the mistake? You made this mistake you lost just an approximate amount. How much?
Oh gosh, I don't know, probably 20, 30,000.
Okay, 30 grand. So that was a 30,000 mistake.
Yeah.
So what do you say to people to possibly encourage them? Making a mistake is not the end of the world. Or what would you do to kind of give them some advice?
Well, you know, my size, I'm big enough to make that mistake. So I've got enough loans making me money that I can absorb that kind of mistake. I mean, if you don't have the capital to take that mistake, you don't want to risk all of your money on a risky situation, and because you're out of the game, so to speak. So you definitely, you know, if you got a small amount of capital, you need to be real conservative in the beginning. And because no matter what kind of business you're in, particularly real estate, somewhere along the line, you're gonna make a mistake. It just happens, you know. So it just happens to everybody. Hopefully not as bad as that one. But
what could you have done differently, Mike, to kind of mitigate or to go in that one to say, hey, I've got less risk?
Oh, I just should have lent $20,000 or $30,000 less on that deal, and I'd have come out, I'd have broken even.
Okay, that's a big thing.
You know, I kind of went outside of my sort of outside of my parameters, my rules, because I'd done business with this person before, and.
So when you go outside of your parameter or your equation, obviously you have an equation.
Essentially, yeah.
Kind of like an equation that we all have, but you plug in a number and it comes out.
Yeah.
When you go outside of that box, Mike, how often do you go outside of that box?
Not very often. Not very often.
But
this was like the sixth deal I'd done with this person, and I thought, you know, I can take a little extra chance.
Gotcha.
And that maybe it was a good idea, because, you know, I like to keep my borrowers happy. She needed the funds. She was doing a lot of other deals, and
okay.
So I tried to keep her happy. It just didn't work out.
Cool. So that was a calculated risk, coming a little higher, Mike. I don't think that was something that was out of the norm for a relationship. I would say
not in that situation. Although probably one of my biggest errors was the age of this house. I should have anticipated a lot more rehab problems and expense just because of the age of the house.
How old was it?
You know, it was built in the early 1900s.
Oh my goodness. I don't like those.
Yeah. So and actually because of that house, I've sort of cut back on how much I'd lend and what I do lend on in those type houses. I am certainly more conservative.
Gotcha.
Particularly in the Portsmouth area.
Gotcha. There's a lot of houses everywhere. I don't mind Portsmouth, to be honest with you. But those older houses, man, I mean, you got old knob and tube stuff. You got insulation problems.
Yep.
What is it? Old not sheetrock, old plaster that you got to match up.
Yep. Yeah, all those things. And they run more than you really think they're going
to. Keep it straight here, Mike. So, Mike, tell me, what makes a person attractive to you? What is an attractive borrower on a deal?
Let's go port it off or straight?
Okay,
so, you know, we underwrite a deal kind of like a rehabber would. And so when they give us the address of the property, how much they're buying it for, how much they're renovating it, what kind of renovation they're doing, we look at it like we're a renovator. Because I used to be a renovator. That's why I used to do fix and flip back in the 90s and 2000. And so I go online, I look at the what properties are selling for, and days on market, what kind of competition I'm going to face, or the rehabber is going to face when they go to sell it. Are they going to be attractively priced? Can they make some profit in it? And then I look real hard at their rehab list and what they're going to pay to get it fixed. So, you know, if it makes sense, we kind of have a sense of what a rehab should cost. And if it's out of whack, we're probably going to want them to put more money down.
Gotcha.
Just because they've either underestimated or even overestimating can be a problem, but underestimation is the worst.
Yeah.
And so
you're looking at the
I'm looking
terms
at
and the market on time personal. I mean, you guys are looking into that stuff.
We're looking like, hey, does this deal make sense for the borrower? Are they going to make money? How difficult is it?
West. So you're running at numbers, so you're the lender looking at that stuff. You're not only looking at LTV, what you're loaning.
Yeah.
Well, you're concerned about the entire deal.
Yeah, we look at it like we're rehab, and then we have the borrower pay for an appraisal to go along with it. So we do our analysis, and then we get an appraiser to go visit the property and do a professional appraisal as well. And we're usually in sync, but sometimes those appraisers are a little higher than we think they should be.
Yeah.
But
you're on interstate.
Our general rule of thumb is we're going to lend 65 to 70% of the after repair value. And
get that, guys, 65 to 70% of the after repair value.
Yeah. So if you can get a deal that'll fit that, you're going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And we want the rehabber to make money. We want them to come back and do another deal.
Gotcha.
Down payment, 10 to 20% of the deal, depending on who you are and your experience.
Yeah.
And what I know about your history.
Okay.
And if you are with us long enough, do enough deals to give us a track record, we start to do 0 down deals.
Gotcha.
We don't have any problem with you not having any down payment as long as you've proven yourself to us.
So the value of the borrower is going to be their experience.
Yes. Yes.
All right, you hear? That's why I want to kind of let you guys hear that. People with money, they don't necessarily, they do care about the asset, but they want to make sure you have a plan. Keep straight on my exit. I'm presuming that you want to see that the person borrowing the money has put the plan together, Mike, and it makes sense.
Yep, gotta make sense, and that can be a challenge for people who don't have much experience
getting into the business.
Yeah, getting into business. So don't try to take on a big rehab. More of a cosmetic is a good way to start.
If you're getting in.
Yeah, if you're new.
Would you recommend, say somebody that's getting into the business, could they maybe partner with someone experienced and come to you later?
Yeah, I have that. That happens all the time. And a good thing is to make sure the contractors or contractor you're using has good reputation.
Gotcha.
And you can find other rehabbers that have used them.
Okay.
And that gives us confidence. If we know the contractor and he's doing 5 rehabs for other investors, then
that's going to give you more.
Yeah, it's going to give us more confidence.
Okay.
Some of my borrowers use, I don't know what you call it, a project manager that'll charge several $1,000s to make sure the project comes in on budget.
Mm-hmm.
And the prices make sense, and everybody shows up on time. And you don't necessarily have to use somebody like that, but in the beginning, it's well worth it to spend $2-3 extra $1,000 of your profit just to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And usually a person like that often knows the best contractors to use.
Yep.
The ones that'll show up when they say they're going to show up, and that will do a good job.
They won't take your money.
Right. Yeah. And you won't get a contractor that'll say, "Give me a starting deposit," and then he never shows up.
Now, have you seen some of your borrowers that happen to them?
Oh yeah, yeah. That happens, you get situations. I just had one borrower who, she got into a dispute with a subcontractor, and he pulled off the job. Mm-hmm. And based on what I knew of it, the subcontractor was wrong, but I think he just needed some more money, so he decided to
move on,
try to go on to another project where he could suck out some other money.
That's what they do.
Yeah. And I think that's part of what happened to me my borrower on Channing, on top of the fact that she went into the hospital.
So the contractor was challenged.
Yeah. It was a bad contractor, and you could tell that when you went in and looked at his work. So
I remember that.
Yeah.
So your typical borrower has a little bit of money to put down.
Yep.
They've got some experience. Does it matter how many deals they've done? How much would you say this? I want somebody to do X amount of deals.
Well, no, I mean, I'll take people who've done 0 deals, but obviously I'm going to want a bigger margin of safety, more money down, or they're buying something at really rock bottom price somehow.
They should be anyway.
Yeah. Or sometimes they will get
right at the light.
The seller to take back a second mortgage for part of the purchase price.
Gotcha.
We'll be in first position. The seller will have a second mortgage for part of their money. So we're in enough secure position to feel comfortable with a new person who's never done this before.
Gotcha. So you newbies out there, you gotta get it with somebody experienced. We can help you with that if you need. But right here on the first right, Mike.
Okay.
Mike.
Yeah, I would say Chris would be a great person to pay a fee on your first rehab, and just let him manage it for you and help you manage it, and you can learn from his experience.
So we're here. Mike is checking out one of my properties here. He so graciously come down from out of town to look at it. And we're gonna go inside. Here we are here. And if you want to see some more of this stuff, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel below. I'm going to continue with Mike as we go back through that tunnel later. But let's get inside, Mike.
Okay.